there, gals and ghouls. You're joining me live at the long-awaited Mr. X Comics grand opening. All right. Hi there, PJ.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Better than you.
Yeah.
Poor zombie
Feeling
girl.
a little green today. It's so great
I hope
to
it's
meet
not
you.
contagious.
It's great to meet you. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
I was wondering if we could ask you a few questions
Yes,
today.
please.
Perfect. Let me use my note cards. Between Halloween and Carrie alone, you were in a very huge genre-defining horror films. Just those two alone. And what was that like?
Well, Carrie was my first film, so that was exciting, and I didn't know what to expect, and the cast was amazing, and we all just became really close right away, so it really works, especially if you're playing girls in high school.
Right.
And Nancy and Alan and I had to bond so we could go against Sissy Spacek, and that was really fun to be a bad girl.
You were good at the
Yes,
bad.
very good at the bad. But what was great is that I only had one line initially. We're in the volleyball game, and then we lose, and I whack my hat over Sissy Spacek's head, and one of my pins caught in her hair, and I ripped it out, and I went, "Thanks a lot, Carrie." And because of that, Brian De Palma said, "I'm going to put you on for the rest of the shoot, and you're going to be Nancy Allen's sidekick, and you're going to do her bidding, whatever she wants you to do. But Norma's the tomboy, always wear your red hat." And so it was very exciting because I was really only on for 1 week, and because of the way I kind of ad-libbed, improvised that little hat scene, I got to be on for longer. So.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it was very cool.
Man.
So I
you were very
learned that if
iconic.
you add things, and sometimes the directors are open to it. In that case, Brian De Palma was, and it works out. So,
That's
and
perfect.
same thing with Halloween. I mean, John Carpenter. The initial meeting was, whatever you want to add, just let me know. And my whole scene was, see anything you like. That was all ad-libbed, improvised. The only instruction or direction was, you're trying to get Bob to come back into bed. You don't understand. Why doesn't he come back into bed? Well, the audience knows it's not Bob. It's Michael Myers under the sheet. I think it's Bob, and I'm frustrated that he won't come back into bed. So
yeah,
I try my best.
Memorable scenes in that movie for me was that scene for sure. It was scary.
So it was fun because, when you're working in that kind of atmosphere, you feel very creative, and you feel that you can add whatever you like. There's other situations where directors aren't really open to that, and you stick to the script, and it's a little more confining because sometimes you know your character better than the director, your teenage girl. You know what they're thinking and what they might want to say. So, but in both experiences, I had a great time, and it wasn't scary at all. Everybody thinks, was it scary? No.
Good. Well, you did great in both of those roles, obviously. Were you able to work with Roger Corman directly during Rock and Roll High School?
Roger was the producer, and Alan Arkish, who was the director, he used to cut trailers, the movie trailers for Roger Corman, and this was his chance. He's like, I have this idea, I have this script. It was originally called Girls Gym.
I'm glad they changed that.
It was supposed to be Cheap Trick, not the Ramones, but luckily it was changed, and we saw Roger, I think I saw him on my third audition, and the only thing he said, make your hair a little bit more blonde and you got the part. And I think he came maybe the second week, and he just walked around and he was smiling. So, but Alan Arkish was very nervous because he knew Roger. Roger obviously likes to stick to budgets, and he had to stick to the budget. It was a 21-day shooting schedule, $200,000 budget.
Wow.
And we did 1 or 2 takes, same as Halloween, pretty much, low budget. But you just gotta get it on the first or second take, and then we gotta move on. So I got kind of used to that.
I
like that.
I could have a little more practice with that one.
Well, it makes everything a little bit more spontaneous, and I think it makes it more real. So, and it makes you do really well the first time out. There's, you can practice at home, you can look in the mirror, you can study on the way when you're driving, but once you're there and the camera's rolling, you're going, I can't waste time, I got to do it, and then something clicks, and it just, this magical thing happens where you're in the moment, and if it goes good, and you know your lines, and it comes across, and and the director says, good, we got it, I'm like happy, because you don't want to overdo it. It's not theater. You're not going to be back the next night.
That's some good advice. Thank you. And how about the Ramones themselves? Do you have any fun stories of those guys? The ones that I'm so jealous of.
I know.
Girl.
I know. They were fun to hang out with. But fun isn't really the word because they were very quiet. They were very in awe of the filmmaking process. Johnny, of all of them, was a fan of Corman movies, so he kind of probably was more schooled in what this actually meant, to be in a Roger Corman film. But, they were quiet. They were shy. We had to rip out a bunch of pages of dialogue for them because they didn't go home and study their lines at night. I don't know what they were doing, but they weren't studying their script. Not on the agenda at the Tropicana Motel. They were a little out of their element. Too much sunshine for them. They were used to the New York gray skies.
They're quite pale. They were
But, and I tried to drag them every day to the lunch line, and they'd be like, no, we got pizza coming later. I'm like, you really eat pizza? It's in the script, but I didn't know. So and I invited them to my house for Thanksgiving. They had never had turkey. They had never had a turkey dinner before.
Wow.
So I had to order pizza, and no joke. I had pizza for them. The rest of my family and my husband at the time, we were eating the whole Thanksgiving, which I cooked, and I was so proud. I made an extra big turkey, thinking the Ramones are here. They probably are going to chomp down a drumstick. No, they wanted pizza.
Just pizza.
So that was kind of funny. But funny on that shoot, the first day of filming was the scene in the bedroom where Riff Randall is having the fantasy sequence of the Ramones and Joey coming in singing over her. That was day one of the shoot.
Oh, wow.
Introduced to my introduction to the Ramones. How do you do? How do you do? Okay. Start undressing, and Joey is gonna now sing on top of you. So.
Wow. That had to be an interesting experience.
And it was interesting because I wasn't really not that I wasn't a fan. I had never really heard of them. So when I first heard the cassette, I was just, what is this? Is this music? I have to be their number one fan. I'm going to have to really be a very good actress.
That is a very unique experience.
Like
Having to play the biggest band.
I mean, if you had to play it now, it'd be a whole other story because you know them, you know their history. But back then, they were just starting out, and especially in California, it wasn't like New York where they're already kind of a little bit established, at least with the people that went to CBGBs and knew their band, their New York band. We weren't really aware of them. But then when we got to the concert scenes and we were filming those, and I remember Day Young and I were watching them, and we had our mouths open, and we were like, who are these guys? They're amazing.
Fueled by pizza, yeah?
So, yeah.
That's great. Very, very cool. And I think that's all I have for you.
Right.
So thanks so much for chatting. I hope you guys listened because she had some excellent advice.
Gabba gabba hey.
Yeah, she did it.
If you didn't, play it again and listen again. I know you missed something.
It's true. See you later, gals and ghouls.
Totally. I had to put that in.